Hello dear students, welcome to Konar classes. So today we are going to work on a few questions of definite integrals, and we will solve those questions based on the properties what we have learned in the last session. Okay, so there we have learned that 8 different properties of definite integration. We will apply those properties and we will solve these things. So please look at very carefully, and you also do along with me. Okay, the first question here I am going to keep it. The first question is integration minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 sine square x dx. Okay, so this is the question we need to solve first. So dear students, so what you can think of is that first let's see that what is this integrand here. Integrand here is sine square x. Remember, whenever you get an integrand which is a square of something, and that lower limit is minus a to plus a, that you can think of like this, that okay, let us take that fx equal to sine square x, fx equal to sine square x. Then what we get this integration, that integration is now become minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 fx dx. Okay, so let's see what is the value of f of minus x. F of minus x equal to sine square of minus x. Sine square of minus x means what, dear students? So it is sine of minus x complete whole square, and we know sine of minus x means minus sine x, that means minus sine x whole square, that is equal to actually sine square x, and that is fx. So what we see, dear students, that f of minus x equal to fx, then we know that means fx is an even function. F of minus x equal to fx, that means fx is an even function. And for even function we know that minus a to a fx dx is equal to integration 0 to 2 times integration 0 to a fx dx. Okay, this is one property that we have learned in the last session. So what we can get it from here then? So from here what we get now? So minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 sine square x dx, now it becomes, this is equal to 2 times integration 0 to pi by 4 sine square x dx. Now purposefully we bring this 2 to the inside, so 2 sine square x dx. 2 sine square x trigonometric formula is 1 minus cos 2x. So what we can write it here from, so we can write here is that 2 sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x. So that is equal to 1 minus cos 2x dx, and integration 0 to pi by 4. So now this is equal to what, dear students? So this is equal to integration of dx, that means x, and integration of cos 2x dx, that is equal to sin 2x by 2. So what we can write here is that sin 2x divided by 2. Okay, so 0 to pi by 4. I repeat once more, integration of 1 dx, that means integration of dx is x, minus as it is integration of cos 2x. Integration of cos 2x is sin 2x divided by 2. Okay, so that's what we have written here, and the lower limit is 0, upper limit is pi by 4. So now let's keep that upper limit first. So it is pi by 4 minus sine into 2 into pi by 4 divided by 2 minus, this is 0, and okay, let me write like this, minus of 0 minus sine 2 into 0 divided by 2. Okay, so now this is equal to what? This is equal to pi by 4 minus sine of 2 into pi by 4, that means sine pi by 2. So we get what? Sine pi by 2 divided by 2 minus 0 minus sine 0 is 0. So altogether this becomes 0. So what is the value of sine pi by 2? That is 1. So what we can write here? The value of this definite integral, now we get pi by 4 minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now let's proceed to the next question, dear students. The second question is that we need to find the value of the integration 0 to pi x sin x divided by 1 plus cos square x. Okay, look at here. So how to approach this question, that is important. Okay, so let us take the value of this integration as I. So let I is equal to integration 0 to pi x sin x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx. So I forgot to write one dx here. Yeah, dx. Okay. Now we learned one property is that integration 0 to a fx dx is equal to integration 0 to a f of a minus x dx. This is one property what we have learned earlier. So you can apply this property. So that is equal to integration 0 to pi minus x sine pi minus x divided by 1 plus cos square pi minus x dx. Correct? So what we are going to get it here, dear students? So this is equal to integration 0 to pi, we get pi minus x. What is sine of pi minus x? Sine pi minus x is sine x. Okay, so we can write here is that sine x and 1 plus, cos pi minus x. Cos pi minus x is minus cos x, but minus cos x whole square. Cos square pi minus x means what? Minus of cos x complete whole square, that is cos square x. So that we can write here equal to cos square x. So what we get it here, dear students? So we get this is equal to, we can write, okay, here I need to write dx. So what we get here is that, so here we write pi, we can take outside. So we are separating this minus. Okay, so here we get sin x dx divided by 1 plus cos square x. So 0 to pi minus integration 0 to pi x sin x dx, x sin x dx divided by 1 plus cos square x. Okay. So now this x sin x dx, or we can write the dx here, the same thing, just by matter of representation. So if you look at 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus cos square x dx is nothing but I. So this is one technique, this is the way to solve. Okay, so this is nothing but I. So what we get? So from here we get pi into integration 0 to pi sin x dx divided by 1 plus cos square x minus I. So I is equal to pi 0 to pi integration sin x dx by 1 plus cos square x minus I. Now if we bring this I to this side, what we will get? 2i. So what we get it here? So let me proceed from here. Okay, after this let us come here. So what we get? We get I plus I. 2i is equal to pi into integration 0 to pi sin x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx. So that means what will be I equal to pi by 2 this. So from here we get I is equal to pi by 2 integration 0 to pi sin x by 1 plus cos square x dx. So now we need to concentrate to solve this particular definite integration. Okay, so 0 to pi sin x by 1 plus cos square x dx. How to solve that one? That is quite straightforward. If you remember from your experience in the indefinite integration, we can take that cos x equal to, we can take cos x equal to t. Then we get that minus sin x dx equal to dt. So what is the substitution we are going to make it here? Let cos x is equal to t. This implies what? This implies sin x dx is equal to minus dt. Minus sin x dx equal to dt, that means sin x dx equal to minus dt. So then this integration will become what? Okay, so limit will change. So sin x dx become what? Sin x dx become minus dt. So we bring that minus here, dt by 1 plus cos square x, that means 1 plus t square. Now the limit we need to change. So this limit is for the variable x 0 to pi. So now let's change this limit from x to t. Okay, so let's see that how we can change the limit. So when x equal to 0, what we get? T is equal to cos 0 is 1, and pi, when x is equal to pi, then what is the value of cos of pi? Cos of pi is equal to minus 1. So what we get it here? So the limit will change from 0 to pi, that means 1 to minus 1. Now minus of 1 to minus 1 dt by 1 plus t square, that we can write is equal to integration minus 1 to 1 dt by 1 plus t square. If you recall, we learned one property, and that property is something like this, that integration a to b fx dx is equal to minus integration b to a fx dx, and that property we have used. Minus of 1 to minus 1, minus of b to a, that means a to b, so that become minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, now let's look into that integration, that that dt by 1 plus t square. Let's now concentrate on that particular integration. So what we are going to get, dear students? So let's consider this function ft. Ft is equal to 1 by 1 plus t square. Okay, now what is f of minus t? F of minus t is equal to 1 by 1 plus minus t whole square. Minus t whole square is t square, that is equal to 1 by 1 plus t square, and that is nothing but f of t. So we get f of minus t equal to ft, that means ft is an even function. For even function, what do we know? For even function, minus a to a ft dt become 2 time integration 0 to a ft dt. If you recall that we have done in the previous session, last to last session we have done. So what we can write? So this we can write integration 2 times integration 0 to 1 dt by 1 plus t square. Okay, dear students, so now what is the indefinite integration of dt by 1 plus t square? That is equal to tan inverse t, if you recall. Okay, so what we get it here, dear students? So this is equal to 2 into tan inverse of t, and it is from 0 to 1. First we apply 1, so 2 into tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0. Tan inverse of 1 is what? Tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. So 2 into pi by 4 minus 0. Okay, so what we get? So we get the value of this integration, that is equal to pi by 2. So this integration value we get pi by 2. So actual our original integration value will be what? Pi by 2 into pi by 2. So that is equal to pi square divided by 4. Clear? Now let's proceed to the next question. Integration minus 1 to 1 sine to the power 5x into cos to the power 4x dx. Okay, let's see how we can work on this. Dear students, as I was telling, whenever you see the lower limit from minus a to a, in this case minus 1 to plus 1, and integrand is a function which is square or cube or any other power, then always you need to think whether that function, that integrand, is an even function or odd function. So what we can consider here, dear students, so let fx equal to sine to the power 5x into cos to the power 4x. Now let's find the value of f of minus x. F of minus x become what? Sine to the power 5 of minus x into cos to the power 4 of minus x. So we know sine of minus x equal to minus sine x. So then what we get? Minus sine x power 5, and cos of minus x is cos x. So cos to the power 4 of minus x become actually cos to the power 4x. Now this is what? Minus 1 power 5. Minus 1 power 5 is minus 1. So that means we get minus of sine to the power 5x into cos to the power 4x. Sine to the power 5x into cos to the power 4x is nothing but fx. So what we get, dear students? That f of minus x is equal to minus of fx. That means what? Or I can say clearly, f of minus x equal to minus fx. That means fx is an odd function. And for odd function, what we know? The value of the integration for an odd function minus a to a fx dx, when fx is an odd function, that becomes 0. I repeat, the value of the integration minus a to a fx dx, where fx is an odd function, that value is 0. Value of that integration is 0. So we can directly write this value of this integration is 0. Why? Because this function, that sine to the power 5x into cos to the power 4x dx, that is an odd function. So minus 1 to 1 odd function integration, that is equal to 0. Okay, so you see that how quickly we are able to answer this question just by analyzing whether the function is an even function or odd function. Okay, now let's concentrate on the next question. So this is question number 4. Okay. Integration 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x dx. Okay, so let's work on it. So dear students, so first what you should do is that let us take this entire integration as I. Okay, so let I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x dx. Now what rule we are going to apply, dear students, is that we know there is one property of definite integration 0 to a fx dx is equal to integration 0 to a f of a minus x dx. So what we can write it here? So this is equal to, we can write integration 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 4 pi by 2 minus x divided by sine to the power 4 pi by 2 minus x plus cos to the power 4 pi by 2 minus x dx, correct, as we use this property, correct. Now what is sine to the power 4 pi by 2 minus x? That means sine pi by 2 minus x whole to the power 4. And what is sine pi by 2 minus x? That is cos x. So it is cos x to the power 4, means cos to the power cos to the power 4x. Okay. Similarly, it will be cos to the power 4x plus sine to the power 4x. So what we are going to get? So this is equal to what we get, dear students, integration 0 to pi by 2. It is cos to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x dx. Now this entire integration, what you see, that is also equal to I, correct. So what I wanted to mean is that if you look at, these are the techniques, and these techniques you need to apply. So this is integration I, what you have assumed, correct. And after applying the property of the definite integration, we landed up here. That is also integration I, this one. So now if we see that in both this integration the denominator remains the same, and in the first case the numerator is sine to the power 4x, and the second one the numerator is cos to the power 4x. So if we add, it will become sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x. That means it will get cancelled, okay, and we will get only dx. So what we should do, we should add these two integration. So I repeat once more. So this integration is equal to I, this integration is also equal to I. So now we are going to add these two integrations, okay. So let's see. So if we add these two integrations, what we will get? I plus I, okay. So I plus I. The first I is this one, okay. This is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x dx plus integration this one, this I, 0 to pi by 2 cos to the power 4x by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x. So cos to the power 4x divided by sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x dx. Now if we add, so then I plus I, what we get here, this is actually 2I. 2I equal to integration 0 to pi by 2, in the numerator sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x, sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x divided by denominator also sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x, this dx. So now we see that sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x in both numerator and denominator got cancelled. So what you can write here, we can write, since sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x is not equal to 0. So then what we are going to get, dear students, so that we get 2I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 dx, okay. So this implies what? This implies that 2I is equal to x 0 to pi by 2. So this implies 2I is equal to pi by 2, first upper limit pi by 2 minus the lower limit 0. So this implies what? This implies that 2I is equal to pi by 2. Hence we get the value of I is equal to pi by 4. So the value of this given integration, what we get is equal to pi by 4. So now let's proceed to the next question. So this is question number 5. Okay, integration pi by 6 to pi by 3. Pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx divided by 1 plus square root of tan x. Okay, now let's start solving this question. Okay, so let I is equal to integration pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx divided by 1 plus square root of tan x. Okay, square root of tan x means what, dear students? So that is equal to sin x by cos x. Okay, so what we can write? So this we can write integration pi by 6 to pi by 3. Okay, dx. Okay, we can write here not direct dx. So square root of tan x is equal to square root of sin x by square root of cos x. So we get square root of cos x divided by square root of sin x plus square root of cos x. Okay, square root of cos x by square root of sin x plus square root of cos x. So now we know one thing, dear students, that integration a to b fx dx, a to b fx dx is equal to integration a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. So what we can write here? So from here we can continue from here. This is equal to integration pi by 6 to pi by 3 square root of cos of pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x divided by square root of sine pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x plus square root of cos pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x. Okay, that is dx. That is equal to what, dear students? So what we get it here? So this is equal to, cos of pi by 3 plus pi by 6, that is equal to, pi by 2, right? So cos of pi by 2 minus x, that is equal to sin x. So that we can write this is equal to integration pi by 6 to pi by 3, pi by 6 to pi by 3, what we get? Pi by 3 plus pi by 6 is equal to pi by 2. So square root of cos pi by 2 minus x, that means square root of sin x. So that is equal to square root of sin x, and here what we get? Sin pi by 2 minus x, that means cos x, square root of cos x plus square root of sin x dx. You see, dear students, that is very interesting one. So we started with this is equal to I. So this is I. Okay, and this is also equal to I. Both are I. This is equal to I and this is also equal to I. Now we can add these two, so we get 2i, correct or not? So these are the techniques. Okay, so what we are going to do now? So if we add these two I and I, so we get I plus I is equal to what? Integration pi by 6 to pi by 3. So pi by 6 to pi by 3, what we get? In the numerator we get square root of cos x plus square root of sin x, and denominator we get square root of sin x plus square root of cos x, because the denominator remains the same. So in the numerator what we get, so let me clean this particular portion. Okay, So what we get it here, in the numerator what we get, square root of sin x plus square root of cos x divided by square root of sin x plus square root of cos x, complete dx. So what we get, so this implies that 2I is equal to integration dx, okay, pi by 6 to pi by 3, okay, because this got cancelled, and we can write, since square root of sin x plus square root of cos x is not equal to 0. So this implies what, dear students? So what we get, so this is equal to x, lower limit pi by 6, upper limit pi by 3. So what we get, so from here we get, so this 2I, so this implies 2I is equal to pi by 3 minus pi by 6, okay, so that is equal to pi by 6, so that is equal to pi by 6. So from here we get the value of I is equal to pi by 12. So the value of the given integration we get, that is equal to pi by 12. I hope you got a very clear idea, dear students. So now let's look into the next question, and that is the last question for today. Okay. Question number 6. Integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx. Log sin x dx. So how to approach this one? Okay. So dear students, we know one property, that integration 0 to a fx dx, integration 0 to a fx dx is equal to integration 0 to a f a minus x dx. Okay. So let us consider this given integration as I. So let I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx. Okay. So now using this property, what we can write, dear students? So we can write this is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin pi by 2 minus x dx. Correct? So now sin pi by 2 minus x is what, dear students? Is cos x. So what you can write here, this is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log cos x dx. Interesting point, dear students. So we took that I, we consider I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx, and we get that same I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log cos x dx. So this is also equal to I, and this is I, as you see. Okay, so now we are going to add these two. As I was telling, these are the techniques we need to work on. So if we add these two i's, then what we are going to get, let me do it here. Okay, so I plus I, okay, so what we are going to get, so that is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x plus log cos x dx, log sin x plus log of sin x plus log of cos x, that is equal to log of sin x into cos x. Correct or not? So what we can write, log sin x into cos x dx. Okay. So what you can write here, dear students, so that is equal to, so from here what we get, so from here we get that 2I is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x cos x. But we know from trigonometry that formula is 2 sin x cos x equal to sin 2x. So we need to bring here 2 sin x cos x. So how we can bring? So this is here we can apply the property of logarithm. So let me write log sin x cos x as it is. Then we are adding one log 2 and subtracting another log 2 so that it remains the same, that dx. Correct or not? Now what we will do, we will using the property of logarithm for these two. Okay, so what we are going to get, so let me do it here. Okay, so 2i is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin x cos x plus log 2. That means log of 2 into sin x cos x, because we know log m plus log n is equal to log of m into n. So here log sin x cos x plus log 2, that means log of 2 into sin x cos x. So from here if we continue, so this implies 2i is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 sin x cos x dx minus 0 to pi by 2 log 2 dx. So that means what we can write, minus log 2 integration 0 to pi by 2, okay, dx, minus log 2 we bring it here 0 to pi by 2 dx. So what we get it here, dear students? So this implies that 2i is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 sin x cos x. 2 sin x cos x means what? Sin 2x. So that means what we get, this is equal to log sin 2x dx, okay, minus log 2, what we can write is that minus log 2 integration of dx is x 0 to pi by 2. Correct? So now we need to concentrate on finding the logarithm of log sin 2x, okay, so that we can do it here. So from here what we get, so from this one what we can write is that this implies that 2i is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx minus log 2 into pi by 2 minus 0. So log 2 is there, then we can write here pi by 2 minus 0. So that means what? That means we can write that I is equal to integration, so 1 by 2 will be there, 1 by 2 integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx, okay, and minus pi by 4, because 1 2 is coming divided in both the expressions. So here 1 2 and 1 2 will be here. So pi by 2 into 1 by 2, that is pi by 4 log 2. Now dear students, what we need to concentrate, we need to concentrate on finding the value of these integration. Okay, so let's see how we can find the value of this integration. Okay, so integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx, integration 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx. So let 2x is equal to t. So that means what? That means 2 dx is equal to dt. That implies dx is equal to 1 by 2 dt. And we also change the limit, okay, x and t. So the limit of x, lower limit and upper limit, are 0 and pi by 2 respectively. So when x is equal to 0, t is equal to 2 into 0, that is 0. Okay. When x is equal to pi by 2, then t is equal to 2 into pi by 2, that is equal to pi. So what we get it here? Integration 0 to pi log t, log of sine t, log of sine t into dx is equal to 1 by 2 dt. So that 1 by 2 we can bring it here. So the value of I we get, this implies we get the value of I is equal to 1 by 2 into 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2x ds equal to 1 by 2 into log sine t dt, integration into 1 by 2 integration 0 to pi log sine t dt, log sine t dt minus pi by 4 into log 2. So again I repeat, 1 by 2 is already there, then integration 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2x dx, we found it as 1 by 2 log sine t dt. So we write 1 by 2 into log 0 to pi log sine t dt. Okay, correct? So what we get is that, dear students, so from here what we can find, so what we get is that I, the given integration, what we assume this integration is I, na? So I is equal to 1 by 4 integration 0 to pi log sine t dt minus pi by 4 into log 2. Now let us concentrate on finding the value of this definite integral. Okay, so let us find this value of this definite integral. Let us consider this definite integral as I1. So I1 is equal to integration 0 to pi log sine t dt. Okay, now dear students, there is a rule what we learned in the last session, that out of these 8 properties of definite integral, if you recall, that one property we learned something like this. Let me write it down, that integration 0 to 2a fx dx is equal to 2 times integration 0 to a fx dx if f of 2a minus x is equal to fx. This property we have learned in the last session. So now we can apply this property here. So what we can write, this one, this is equal to, we can write integration 0 to, instead of pi we can write 2 into pi by 2. Okay, and we can write this is equal to log of sine t dt. Now if we take ft is equal to log of sine t, ft is equal to log of sine t, then what is the value of f of pi minus t? F of pi minus t means log of sine pi minus t, correct? Now what is the value of sine pi minus t? That is sine t. So what we get, that is equal to log of sine t, and log of sine t is nothing but ft. So what we get, dear students, that f of pi minus t is equal to ft, where ft is equal to log of sine t. So what we can write? So this is equal to, we can write 2 times integration log of sine t dt, correct? I repeat once more, 0 to 2 into a you can assume as pi by 2. So 0 to 2a, and what we get, f of 2a minus t is equal to ft. So we can write 2 into integration 0 to pi by 2 log of sin t dt, correct? So this is equal to what, dear students? So this is equal to 2 into integration 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x dx, correct na? We know one rule that integration, let me write it here, okay? We know this rule that integration a to b ft dt is equal to integration a to b fx dx. So that's what we have written. So we just replace the variable t by x, okay? In fact, if you recall, these variables are known as dummy variables. So this is equal to what? If you look into this particular integration, this is nothing but our given integration I. This is I, na? We took this is I. So what we get, this implies that I1 is equal to 2 into I. So we get I1 is equal to 2 into I. So we apply this value here. So this was I1, na? So from here what we get, I is equal to 1 by 4 into I1. I1 is 2 into I. So that is equal to 2 into I minus pi by 4 into log 2. So from here what we get? So from here we get I is equal to 2 by 4, that means 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into I minus pi by 4 into log 2. So now this I by 2 we can bring it here. So I minus I by 2, that become I by 2. I by 2 is equal to minus pi by 4 log 2. That means I is equal to what? So this implies I is equal to, we get minus pi by 2 log 2. And this is the value of this, given integration. So we get this is equal to minus pi by 2 log 2. Okay, dear students, so with this, let me conclude the class here. In the next class, we will solve some more questions. It is a mixture of both indefinite integration and definite integration. Until then, take care, and we will meet soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.